Hey everyone, how's it going? So I wanted to show you guys today how I vacuum seal my food, and hopefully this will, help you pick a good vacuum sealer. There's so many out there, but this is one that I found that works really, really well. So let's get into that. All right, so this is the Potane vacuum sealer. It has the automatic option where you can just put your bag in. Sorry about hitting the camera. Click that button, it will vacuum and seal it. It's got the seal only in case you're not wanting to take any air out, and then it has vacuum only, or you can manually vacuum it and then seal it. You can do dry food, moist food, delicate food, soft food. So you have all of those options here. It also has this wonderful little port right here. And I have bought an additional attachment. It's a food saver wide mouth jar sealer, a regular jar sealer, an accessory hose. So I can actually plug these in to the machine, wherever my hose is at. And the hose will go from here to here. I can put my jar with its lid on, put this over the top, hit vacuum, and it will pull all the air out. And then I can go ahead and seal dry food into my jars that I normally use for canning. Now I don't need to do that today, but I just wanted to show you guys that this is an option that you can use with this. Unfortunately, you do need to buy the attachment separately, and it's a different brand, but it works perfectly. All right, and just a quick reference for you guys, there's a few different types of bags that you can buy. So there's these that come on a big reel, and you can cut off the size that you want, seal the one end, and then fill them up and then vacuum and seal the other side. These are great when you have odd-sized foodstuffs that you need to, vacuum seal. Things such as cereal and stuff like that. Or you can buy the pre-made bags, and they're of a particular size. They're really not expensive at all. I'll put a link down in the description. I got a huge bag of them. I think that they were like 20 bucks. Like, there's just tons of them in here. So let's go ahead and actually get into the vacuum sealing portion of this. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do before I start my vacuum seal is write what I'm putting in the bag and the date. Now, I don't always remember to do this first, but if you do it after, especially when you're doing something lumpy like beans, it will definitely look bumpy, because you're writing on a bumpy surface. So we're going to do 15 bean soup, and the date today is, what is today? It's June 14th. 2022. All right, got that part done. Now let's move on to the next section. All right, so the easiest way that I found is to fold the bag top inside out to give it a little more structure. We'll put our bag of beans in here, and sometimes you won't be able to take and put the whole thing in, instructions and all. So if for some reason you need to dump this out, I would just make sure that whatever it is that you're storing, you cut off the instructions and stick it in the bag with it. If you forget to do that, cut off the instructions and just tape it to the outside or something. But the next thing that I'm going to do to make sure that this actually gets sealed is cut a little hole into my bag of beans. That way when the air is suctioned out, it will get within this bag as well. I wonder if we can fit a second one in here. So, little hole there. Uh-oh, maybe not. Gonna make it fit, you guys. I swear I used to put 2 in here. It's been a minute before I did the 15 bean soup, so. There we go. That works good. So now some people will put an oxygen absorber in here. I do not really find that it's necessary. All the food that I've stored has done perfectly fine without that step, and it's just more money. Oxygen absorbers can tend to be pretty expensive. unless you're buying them in bulk. I mean, at that time, you're still going to spend a good chunk of money, but they'll last you a little bit. I tend to use those for when I'm storing food in buckets, but not so much when I'm doing it in these bags. So there's a button on each side here. Push those at the same time and it will lift up. And the seal, the hot seal bar is right here. And we need to get the bag to fit over this, into this section right here where we'll suck the air out. So I want to get this out of the way, down as low as I can. I'm going to tighten the bag, set it in here. Now I want to do a double seal on this when I'm done. So, you know, I can either start pretty low down here. I prefer to go up as high as I can, and then I'll do a second seal up here at the top. So we want to make sure that this is straight, not bumps in here, or it will melt it and then you'll have a hole. And then I'm going to push down hard on each side. You'll hear the clicks. Bam, it's in there. So now I'm going to leave it on dry food, and I'm going to hit vacuum and seal. This is also, if I see something's going wrong, I can hit this button again to cancel, but see the seal light is coming on, and it's done. So we'll push each button to open it, and bam. Now let's add one more seal to it. As you can see, it crinkled right there, like I literally just said. I didn't want to happen, but oh well. And now if the seal thing is too hot and you try to seal again, it'll just make you wait. So don't worry about, you know, burning up the machine. So we got this in here. Let's click seal only. And there we have it. We've got a double seal on our bag. We've got what is in here. We've got the date, and you can tell that's sealed up tight. So this Potane works really, really well. I've enjoyed it very much. So, but let's get on to the next bunch of beans here that I need to get done. You can tell right there that it's too hot. So it blinked, but it's not going to let me run the seal again. So I'm just going to let this sit and cool off while I move on to another bag. Now on this one, I only have one more 15 bean soup left, but I do have a little bag of black beans. I have a few big bags over here too, but you could probably just stick them all in there together. So cut the top off, stir this in. Oh, almost forgot to mark it. Black beans, 15 bean soup, and it's June 14th, 2022. Actually, you know what? Since there's a little more space in here, I've got two big things of black beans to do. I'll wait to seal this one until I make sure that everything fits in a bag on those two. So that'll be our insurance policy. Really quick, let's just go ahead and add a double seal here.
You know how it is when you're
That's what just happened. So I also use this to save meat in our freezer. I use it for all types of dried goods. I'll use it to save cereals that don't have any fat in it. So things like almonds and stuff like that, you can't save those because the fat in the nuts will go rancid. But things like Cheerios, corn flakes, even though we don't eat those, it's a great storage food. You know, I tend to stay away from the processed foods, carbs and sugars. I wasn't always like that, but I used to be overweight big time and really tired all the time. So I switched over to the keto diet, doing healthy keto. Not very strict doing it, but it has really helped me. So, but you know, you can't, keto is all about eating fat, and you can't store fat for long periods of time. And I have children around, so you know, I do have cereals for them. And if for some reason we have a box and the kids haven't eaten it, I will go ahead and save it. And so one tip though, if you are saving cereal in a vacuum bag, add a piece of parchment paper around it to kind of seal it so that way it doesn't poke through and then destroy the airtight seal in the bag. But another video for another time, I guess. So I will go ahead and do the black beans now. Now, if you want to be a little more precise for your cooking, we can actually, you know, put in the amounts that we're going to be throwing into the bag. So this is going to be black beans. The date. All right. So we'll take our bag of black beans. That is 4 cups right there. Whoops. Apparently I can't talk today and I can't pour today. Alrighty, so now 4 cups should be good for one dinner for our family. So what's cool on these ones, you know, the other bags were really full, so we couldn't do this. But one other thing that I highly recommend, one moment, 4 cups, is once you get your bag in here and close this down, make sure that you level out the beans in here. So that way you can fit it more neatly in like a crate or on a shelf versus this bad boy. It ain't gonna fit on there too well, but I wanted to maximize space, you know. The stuff isn't free, so we wanna maximize the amount of stuff that we can store. But since I know 4 pounds of the beans will, 4 cups of the beans will work for our family, make sure that, you know, you just flatten it out like that. So here we go. Bam. So look at that. We'll let this thing rest for a minute and do a double, another seal, the double seal. But keep on working. so the last thing that I got to do is double seal these 3 bags. But you can see that's quite a lot of food to store for not that expensive, not a lot of time. I mean, I think the 15 bean soup, they're like $2 now with inflation at Walmart. And then the big bags of beans, I think are $5. So not too bad at all. If you guys want to help me out, support me so I can, you know, take time to provide more content on how we do things here, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Leave a comment down below on whether or not you think you're going to try the Potane, or if you have a different vacuum machine that works well for you. I'd love to hear about it. But I hope you guys have just like the most amazing and blessed day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.